Alright, to be a quick review on the Maratac AAA flashlight, and I have to say, I don't have all the technical specs. It says here, well, I guess I do. The length is 2.7 inches, the diameter is 0.5 inches, the weight is 20 grams, and I'll tell you this, I weighed it at work, and it's like 0.8 ounces with the battery installed. This thing is amazing. And if you were even considering getting one and that's what made you think about watching this video, I have to say, buy it. The thing is a powerhouse for one AAA battery and the size and the weight. This one's a stainless model. I preferred the stainless model. The first one I bought was an aluminum. I actually bought both at the same time. I placed an outrageous order to CountyCom because I was bored one night and surfing the web, and you know how that spends money when you have like 12 bucks, you spend 50. I bought all kinds of retarded stuff to get off the topic for a moment. Some Kevlar thread. I cannot sew worth a poon, so I have no need for this, but if a button ever falls off my shirt again, I'm pretty sure that that will take care of it. I also got one of these. I got a couple P38s. And like I didn't have enough of those already. The key ring here, the screw key ring, it's pretty sweet. And a couple of Grimlocks, which I thought would fit on my Blackhawk vest, but the webbing on the Blackhawk vest is too wide, so I can't use these to hang anything on there, which means they're probably useless to me, but I'll find something to do with them. And of course, some paracord. I got some of the bright orange paracord. And cord ends and ball locks and spring locks and more cord ends, and been trying to make some stuff with the paracord and hated tying knots time after time after time. So anyways, love the order, but when I ordered one aluminum and one stainless steel, and I got my order and everything. All this stuff you see and quite a bit more, to be honest, was shipped out promptly, although it's UPS, and my personal preference is really against UPS because they take a long time and they don't show up to my house at a very nice time of the day. So at that point, when I received everything, I got home from work excited, 10:30 at night, dug through everything like it was Christmas and found that this was not in there. I received the aluminum version only. So I gave it a couple days for it to show up. Didn't want to be too anal about calling them right away, which, by the way, you can't call them. I couldn't find a number on the website. I had to fax them. And I believe his name was Nick at CountyCom, and I have to give their customer service a lot of credit. I don't know if he packs all the orders, how big his business is, if it's a one-man show or what he's got going, but I sent a fax over to him, and within 15 minutes I'd received a fax back at work, and I did it 1 week from the date of receipt of my purchase here. And he said, no problem, it's in the mail. And I was so pleased with how quick he had got back to me that I called him promptly and thanked him for getting back to me, told him I was going to place another order, and I enjoyed this light so much that I was going to order some more of them for friends and family because they'd make a great gift, that maybe I could throw it all together. He had already had this one in the mail. So this was the, not replacement, but the one that showed up that wasn't included in the first order, and I found the stainless to be, in my opinion, just, a touch heavier, which obviously it is over aluminum, but more durable feeling. You can't really quantify it. I've seen some of the reviews where the aluminum broke. I don't see how that could be a normal thing. These things are just really, for the money especially, top-rate flashlights. I would like the clip to be more permanently attached, and there's always odds and ends. The lanyard hole to be just slightly bigger so I could fit a bigger lanyard through there, but again, you're talking for a low price, a very high quality, and you can't get everything you want every time, most of the time. So this thing, I sold the aluminum one to a guy at work straight out and purchased another stainless. The only thing I found that on my one aluminum and on this stainless, that if I pulled the bezel back, just squeezing it, not turning it, I can get it to cycle through the modes. I have to turn it off a bit further to keep that from going, and I don't know if that can be picked up on film, but you'll see that when I squeeze it, it compresses slightly. So I gave that one to my lady, and I carry the other stainless one. I told you I bought a shitload of these things because I really appreciate them. Oh, cancel out the language, I'm trying to be good. This one doesn't have that. the threading seems 10 times better. It's a tighter bite. I don't know if it's the rubber washer. I can maybe swap this one out for the other washers that are included with it to avoid that issue, but this one doesn't have that at all. I can take it just barely off and squeeze it. Well, just barely off and squeeze it and it won't do it. And this one from the same place, once it's off, it will continue flashing. So like I said, gave that one a lady. She'll never notice. She won't care if she does, and she's going to turn it off further. I just didn't want this one to be inadvertently turned on every time I sit down and killing the battery. So I took the other one that doesn't have that issue, and I love these lights. If you were even considering remotely buying one of these, go get it. And if you weren't and you watch this anyways, feel sorry for you, go buy two. You'll love them. If you buy one, buy four. Your friends are going to steal them. Your family, your wife, your kids. My son calls this his. All I hear is mine, mine, mine. It's like his little lightsaber, and then it's gone. And the aluminum one didn't heat up. I left it on. This one heats up just a touch, so I don't like him to have it like that on high all the time. But of course, he wins, he plays. And I don't know if I can get this on film, but you'll see that it is just the size of your little finger, and with even the width. So when you put this thing in your pocket, I compare it to my, sorry for the shaky camera guys, I'm actually doing this on my phone. I compare it to my Sebenza in width, and honestly, if you look at that, the Sebenza is a thin knife. This thing says 0.5, and I guess it isn't, of course, at the fattest points, but it evens out your pocket pretty well. You got the Sebenza in one pocket, the flashlight in the other. I carry both these things wherever I go. It's not always the Sebenza. It could be any one of the Benchmades or the Million Microtechs I had and sold off to get LWRC. Where'd you go? Over here. And I wish I had my Microtechs. Anyways, you guys know how it is. This thing is the king. You'll carry it everywhere. It's light. It disappears. It weighs under an ounce with a battery in it, which is less than a piece of mail, if you want to put it into context. A 1 ounce piece of mail will cost you a regular stamp. Anything over that costs extra. So the regular mail you receive, that's what this weighs with the battery in it. Being steel, of course, it will fool your brain into being more, but it's under 1 ounce with a battery. It's amazingly light, and it's a powerhouse. The battery, I'm just using regular stockpiled batteries that are God knows how old, and my burn time on this thing is far superior than what they rated it at. I'm not a flashaholic, although I buy every one I can get, and I'm very interested in them, but I'm not one of those guys that has like a light box and is able to tell you how many lumens or the distance of throw or any of that, but I can tell you this, I bought the AA, and that's upstairs with the lady who's sleeping, so of course I can't review that one at this point, but that thing is also amazing, and I like it, and with 60% or so more runtime than this one, is very, very attractive as well for the same price point, but it just feels too fat in my pocket. I go with the AAA, the batteries are cheap and easy to get, and I'm getting well over an hour on high with this thing, and on low, I haven't been able to run it out yet because I'm burning the thing up. It's good to do your flight check on your vehicle, meaning the job I have and the people I work with, it's not too uncommon to come around and check your tires before you leave the building, so this does that, leaving the work at night, and also gets me a little look into the bed of the pickup in the back seat before I go, being that the area I work in isn't so sweet. So if you're thinking of getting a light you're actually going to carry around and use, this thing, I don't know if I can get you any light in here, but that's the medium when it comes on, then low, and high is just brilliant. And although I barely use high, I use this thing on low every night after I check the doors and do what I got to do to get around the house so I'm not waking up my woman or my son. This light does everything you need. Now I'd like it to come on low first, then medium, then high, like the AA does, but you get over that in about a minute, and you'll just be thrilled. So if you're thinking about buying one, get it. And I guess future things to be reviewed. Just, what more can you say? Sebenza, Olympic AR, LWC RAR. I probably won't review the SKS. The favorite 22. The SOCOM. Maybe the vest. God, you know how it is, guys. If you guys like them, I'll keep going. And other than that, hope everything's going well for you guys. Take it easy, and thanks for watching.